A winter storm already dumped more than 6 feet of snow in parts of the Sierra Nevada mountains, and now it's moving east. The storm hit California Friday. Heavy rain triggered a mudslide that washed away a stretch of highway south of Big Sur. Higher elevations saw lots of snow, enough to shut down roads in some spots. For more, I want to bring in CBS News meteorologist and climate specialist Jeff Beradelli. Jeff, we're still a couple of days away from the storm making its way over to the East Coast. What could change in the forecast?
Well, this is complicated. It's a complicated situation. It's not static by any means. The good news is the computer models are kind of coming into line, coming into agreement. We have about 10 different computer models that we look at when we get in this close range. But things could still shift. For instance, is the bullseye of the heaviest snow going to be near Philadelphia? Could we see 2 feet there? It's possible. At the same standpoint, there are other models that are pushing the heaviest snow, not just north of Philly, but also north of New York City towards Westchester, Rockland County, maybe northern New Jersey. Some places even giving 20 inches of snow to places like Boston. But we don't know exactly where the bullseye is going to be. What we do know is the bullseye is going to be very big and very impactful. So let's show you, first of all, where the watches and warnings are. And they extend all the way from the upper Midwest through Chicago, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, into the Middle Atlantic. And by the way, these will be extended north towards Boston and into probably interior portions of New York as well fairly soon. But about 100 million people or so, maybe more than that, impacted by this storm as it continues to move towards the east or so. So it's certainly going to be a very impactful storm. And we're likely to see, I'd say, 1 to 2 feet of snow in total. Now, the worst of the snow is going to start today in places like Chicago. Chicago was likely to see the heaviest snow pick up, I'd say, probably at around 7 o'clock or so. You can see the storm that moved out of California, then moved, and this is where it is now in the central part of the country, but not quite into Chicago yet. And by the way, it's going to take quite a while for everything to evolve here and for things to move on, and that's because we have this blocking storm. Notice that storm right there? That's going to block this storm. This is the storm that's going to get stuck along the eastern seaboard Monday and Tuesday. It's a slow mover. So places like New York City could see snow for 36 or more hours in a row because of that. So here's the snow moving into Chicago as we head through around 7 o'clock. Then through tomorrow morning, it's snowing in Chicago, Detroit, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C., and then it begins to kind of creep to the north. Won't quite get into New York by Sunday evening, but Sunday night into Monday morning, that's when the snow moves into New York. And notice how heavy it is on Monday morning during the commute in the morning. Hartford is starting to snow, and it's starting to move into Boston during the day Monday. But look at New York City, still in heavy snow on Monday evening. Hartford still in heavy snow. Boston still in heavy snow. And even Philadelphia, there may be a mix for a little while, places like D.C. and Philly, but that will turn back to snow. And look at Tuesday morning. It's still snowing in places like New York City, Hartford, and Boston. And by the way, it's not just snow. It's gusty winds as well, where you see the yellows, where you see the oranges, even the reds. Look at those wind gusts, 55, maybe up to 70 miles an hour out here towards Cape Cod. Long Island will probably see some wind gusts to 65. Blizzard conditions are likely along with this storm. So let's just show you this one last graphic. I want to show you the snow totals. 6 to 12 plus inches across the Ohio Valley. But here's the real bullseye. Pennsylvania, New York City, up through New England. Wherever you see the white and the pink, that's 12 to 24, probably, inches of snow. So it's going to be a lot of snow. By the way, so far, D.C. has only seen 0.3 of an inch of snow so far this season. So that means they could see 30 times that amount of snow in one storm.
That's a big storm. And Jeff, I am glad to see that you are back inside and have warmed up. Thank you.
It was cold.